Remember Carolina was going to run a major 2 years ago.
Ben, that question, you said that teams might get turned down from hosting events this year because you think teams. Why? Why can't we just host more events if we have more teams wanting to host events? Can you explain this from maybe your point of view? Because to me, the more the merrier. We all want more tournaments. If we have teams that are willing to pay for them or at least help contribute, now is the time to go have 6, 7 majors. Who gives a f? Let's do it.
Well, it depends on two things. If a team is willing to take 100% financial hit on running an event, then I think the league is always going to try and figure it out. But a lot of these teams utilize a subsidy provided by the league to run the event. And
the prize pool will be an issue as well, huh? Because either the league has to cough up more prize pool or you split
it's not about the prize pool.
Or it's spread thing. Go ahead.
The prize pool is smaller than the subsidy of the event. Like, because I think the prize was also contributed by the developers too. That's the way it's usually been done, unless that's changed. I think the problem is that, like, there might be 8 teams that want to run events, but the league is not going to put 8 of the same subsidy size and have to add another $3 or $4 million to their budget. It's like, I don't think it's a scheduling problem because you could tweak the online portion of the schedule around running more events in. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an economic problem. It's like, what are these? Because none of the owners are ever going to talk about this on stream. You know, they're not going to sit here and say, well, you know, we want to run the event, but only if the league gives us $500K to run the event. You know, $750, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well.
So that's why I think it's a limiter. Like, there's only so many spots.
What I really hate about this hypothetical list, Ben, is the first tournament being in February, because I can't tell you how much it bothers me that we don't capitalize on our influx of viewership at the beginning of game drop every single year. It is the biggest miss that Call of Duty has every single year. You bring in all these viewers for everybody, individuals, the game, everybody. Viewership is at an all-time high, and we just let it dissipate, and then we host a tournament, and then the usual gang sticks around, right? Which I think we do have a lot of people that love competitive Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But we missed the opportunity to bring in actual new people.
Riley, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you, Riley?
We have this holiday break.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over here, Riley. I don't know what's going on over here.
Their gifts, and they come back, and then they live their regular life. Call of Duty is not on their front of their mind anymore. It's silly. It's like, I'm trying to compare it to something else. It's like having this huge box office hit, and then it comes out for a week. Everybody goes and sees it. And then they take the movie out of theaters for a month. And then by the time it comes back in, people are just going to wait for it to come out on demand. Like, it's so silly.
Here's my thing is, like, even if you don't want to run a full square 8,000 people in a fucking venue thing in December, bro, do more stuff like what Kason did early on. Little invitationals.
But make sure the game works.
Like, there are ways to do a smaller-ish or smaller scale event and still operate in the end of November, December, and, like, give everybody something until the first major. People just want to see, but there were people at the league for the longest time that believed that, like, there was a mystique to not seeing these teams play to the end of January. And those people might have been the stupidest people on planet Earth. Fans want to see FaZe and OpTic and Thieves play each other on the day the game comes out. They want to 100%. See those guys square up in an S&D tournament. More activity, the better. And even if it's smaller scale activity, then you hit those first 2 months while you're trying to figure out the game still works, you know? Like, there's just so much stuff you can do. I hope
we might need to get some creators involved. Like, you know what? I'm gonna have a roundtable meeting. I'm gonna go talk to Hector, Hitch, Zuma, Seth, Matt. I'm gonna talk to as many people as I can and see if we can just throw a creator bash where everyone comes to Texas. We take turns casting it. We bring some of the cat. I don't give a fuck what it is. Something like the Kason land with more people involved.
Why don't we do 2? You do one at the FaZe headquarters. You do one at the Hex quarters.
Well, I don't know if we need 2.
Or you do more.
You do HQ in Frisco.
But you could do 2 editions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't really care. Like, I don't care if I'm involved at all. Like, I just want a tournament early on to see if we can, because every year we have the conversation, what will it take for the CDL to grow? What will it take for the COD League to grow? And the one thing that I think can truly make an impact has never happened. The Kason land was like, in theory, what should have been, you fly out 4 top teams, you have, like, you know, a little tournament.
Yeah.
The problem was it was an 18-hour tournament because the game kept breaking.
100%.
But that tournament also needs Activision marketing. That's the thing. That's the perfect storm that's going to, I think, maybe, and I'm not saying it's 100% going to help, but I want to see it at least happen so we can talk about it. If you combine a beginning of the year tournament with Activision marketing, and I'm not talking I'm talking Activision marketing.
Well,
like the actual marketing.
But you know how Kason did his though. Like that was a very smart trade out of Kason. Like you know how that happened, right?
I believe so.
Kason, for people that may not know, and this is why Kason, fucking 4,000 IQ Kason. Kason had to handle the CDL side, which wasn't easy, right? He was talking to YouTube, he was talking to the owners. But on the Activision marketing side, he did a trade with them. Like he offered that he wanted to run this tournament, but he offered to get Kai and XQC and all these guys to play in a creator tournament, and they were fucking down for that trade. You know what I'm saying? Like the classic thing that happens in movies. You do a blockbuster, but the director also gets to do the passion piece like right after that. You know what I'm saying? I think it could be done, Zen. Listen, I'm gonna say for transparency's sake, I've talked about this on stream. I had pitched about 90 different ideas to fucking FaZe Clan on how to do shit at the headquarters, the headquarters. I don't know why I keep saying the headquarters. The headquarters in Frisco. On like creator stuff, I pitched like, for example, Zen, you know what's a very easy idea that requires zero effort? How many players are based in fucking Texas now?
A lot.
Bro, pick one day a week after scrims. Everybody in person goes to the FaZe HQ or the Thieves Studio or the Falcons headquarters or the Hex quarters, and they just do an in-person H tournament. Everybody streams. The setups are there. It takes 3 seconds to set your shit up. Bada bang. You play for a couple $1,000s. You get a sponsor. There's IRL content. Everybody starts beefing and yelling at each other. It's fucking great.
I think that's awesome, but I think that would be something awesome for the existing base. Like if you know the players. Like my number one priority is growing the game to new people. Yeah. We have so many people that like, bro, the Call of Duty competitive community, I'm not going to say a bad word about it because despite the game state, despite developer disparity, you know, this is
I know it's a great idea, Sid, but like I need help pulling it off.
Watches every single tournament. They're showing love. They're supporting creators. They're like the Call of Duty community is fucking loyal and amazing. I want to grow that. I want more people to come in. We already have an amazing loyalty base. Yeah. What you're saying, I think, is amazing. I think it's a perfect thing for people that are in my stream right now, that are in your stream right now, that are supporting us anyway, that want to see cool things happen. We need a fucking big prize pool, big marketed tournament early on to grow this thing. Period. I'll die on this hill. And I think Activision just needs to decide if they're willing to do that at some point. And the thing is, bro, there are so many, the orgs, the creators, we would all love to help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a single creator in this space that wouldn't put their best foot forward given the opportunity, right? So, I don't know. But I feel like I say this every year, and we miss the mark every single year because all of the marketing dollars are spent. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty left over, right? But of course, yeah, bro, you get Drewski and Kevin Hart in a commercial. You get Kevin Durant in a commercial. You get these crazy marketing commercials for Warzone. Where is like even a crumb of that for the competitive side of things? Because I still think so many people don't know we exist. And I think if they knew we exist, they'd watch, you want to do? You're talking about creator tournament would be like you're trying to figure out who wants to get in on like funding a creator tournament on that end. Is that what you're saying? Like, if you want, like what's your hook on getting new people to watch? Is it a straight COD comp tournament with players? Or are you talking about like a creator? It's a Call of Duty competitive community or tournament. But I think we leverage the creators. And the creators, like, bro, I'm talking every single I'm talking a regular major. I'm talking a major tournament thrown at the beginning of the year. And
you're talking about like add a big venue type shit. The Kason's had this idea. This is what
I am talking a major within the first 3 weeks of game drop.
This was Kason's idea. He talked about this on stream. This is what Kason wanted to do at Anaheim.
His idea. I've been talking about this for 10 years, brother. It's just what should happen. There should be a major within the first 2 weeks of game drop with a big prize pool, a full-blown production is what it should be. That's it. With more marketing around it. Imagine a commercial on TV, bro, where imagine you're sitting there watching football or something, Ben, right? And on your screen, it's date, super holding scrappy, Shotzi standing up and screaming, $1 million up for grabs, Call of Duty in whether Las Vegas, Los Angeles, whatever. Actual like marketing. Or you see it on Twitch ads, where if you're watching League of Legends, you see this. I don't know.
Well, someone's tried this.
Every single fucking rabbit out of the magician's hat, I want pulled out. Every single thing that could work, I want it tried for once. And if it doesn't try, if it doesn't work, I'll shut my fucking mouth.
The tough part's in, and this is why I tip case on. The hardest part with doing this idea is if you're like, okay, well, we want to do this thing, and it's either a pro-am or creators are involved. The creators, especially if it's not a digital thing, they want to get paid to do something. Unless you're you're Kason, and Kason is like maybe the only person on planet Earth that is able to get those people to do shit for free. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just it's tough because like I think
listen. If any creator wants to be paid for it, they should not be involved.
Yeah, but the problem is those are all the like who are you gonna get that's wanting to do it for free?
Us, brother. Us. Me, Seth, Tommy, Octane. We don't need to pay. I mean, if you want to pay someone like Kai Cenat to watch, I'm all for it. But I'm not really talking about that. I mean, that's just like a super, super cherry on top. That's not enough. So
I'm just trying to understand the concept. Like, because if it's just you guys are endemics. Like, how are you? Your core goal here is you're trying to get new people to watch. Like, in order to get new people to watch, you need to get crossover audiences. No.
I think naturally, if you throw a big tournament in the beginning of the game cycle, I think naturally you're going to bring more people in. Just because people are all talking about it in different chats, whatever. And you know what? Maybe, sure, Tim the Tatman's been paid to watch CDL. Pay some of these guys that maybe aren't as endemic, 100%. I'm all for that. But I still think it starts with Activision's actual marketing team. Ben, you know what they're capable of. Yeah. You've seen the marketing for Warzone. You've seen it. We've all seen it. We haven't had 1% of that level of marketing. Give us 10% of their best marketing.
I see what you're saying.
Sure every team. But all I'm saying is naturally, go look at Black Ops 7 on the Twitch directory during the first month of the game.
Jinxie's going to want to get paid, and same with Tim, bro. Those guys don't do shit for free.
The difference is crazy. So I think just by
don't do shit for free unless it's Kason, bro.
You're going to bring a lot of new people just based on the timing. Then you get Activision's marketing dollars. And you know what? Fuck it. Spend some of those marketing dollars on getting Kai, Tim, Agent, Phantom. Get them all to watch. Bro, the thing about Call of Duty is everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. Bro, when I introduce people that aren't endemic to competitive Call of Duty, they love this shit. They do. Like, bro, when Grant Williams was watching in Boston, sitting there, NBA player, he's loving that shit. He's invested.
I think Zen...
When I'm with Mitch and I put it on the TV and we're talking about FaZe versus Toronto, whatever, we're sitting there loving it. If you like Call of Duty, I think you'll really enjoy watching pro Call of Duty.
So the issue's in that there's a big political problem. I have talked about this a lot on stream. In order to do the thing that you're doing, you're executing the Activision launch marketing budget, which, by the way, is very big. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
huge.
It's a lot of M's.
Crazy.
There's a lot of zeros. The problem is those people in the CDL have a political problem that they have never been able to figure out as far as working with each other for a number of reasons. Some of that goes back prior to well before the CDL, and some of that is just territorial corporate like bullshit that just exists. And getting those people to play, like, I think you could come up with a really good creator concept and pitch it to Activision. It's not going to be a CDL thing. It'll be a straight up Activision Call of Duty thing. The CDL will want to get involved and get told to fuck off, and it would just be an Activision marketing thing.
Moonslay said, don't pay creators, no point, because they're only watching that one time. See, if it was me, real quick, Ben.
Yeah.
And I'm building a deal for Kai Cenat. I'm building a deal where he's watching 2 or 3 tournaments. I'm not doing, okay, Kai, you're going to watch for 2 hours. And it's going to be pricier, obviously.
But I would not get Kai. Kai, but paying creators to watch a game they don't give a shit about is pointless. Like, if you get Tim to watch the CDL, he'll care and it'll be funny with him and Nate Shop. But, like, the best way to get Kai, this is why I tip Kason, bro. The best way to get someone like a Jinxie or a Kai or an XQC or an Agent involved is when they're either playing or they're coaching or it's just like a bullshit.
Well, hold on.
Like,
those
fun
guys
tournament.
Also just do what they want, bro. Like, I played against Jinxie during the race to Master Prestige.
Yeah.
He challenged Scump to like a match and then I got in there because it was a 2v3, whatever. But like, these creators love Call of Duty. Like, that happened naturally. That was not a paid thing. Jinxie had 80,000 viewers in a 3v3.
I don't think GameStar, Walmart, Target, or Best Buy want to sponsor tournaments, though. We've always thought about that angle with them. Right, and they want to do it in those locations. It's tough.
Guys, viewers don't give a fuck about esports. I mean, I wouldn't say all of them. I'm sure. I bet you a lot of those viewers don't even know what it is.
Bro, to the person in your chat saying Kai would definitely watch and bring his audience, bro, what you don't want is what happened with Kai Cenat and fucking, like, Drake the other day. Did you see what happened with that?
No. So the shit's ass.
So like Kai, his chat was like, you gotta watch Iceman. He's like, fine. So we watched episode 3. He didn't really say nice things about it because he was bored out of his mind. Then Drake was throwing pot shots at him yesterday on Instagram. Like, the problem is you don't want to pay a big streamer to watch it if they're not going to like care, because then it's going to be the worst watch party of all time. So I would say a better investment of that money if you want to pay someone to watch is like Tim, because at least if Tim is getting paid to watch COD, Tim is going to care and give a shit. and like it'll make it entertaining.
Okay,
if you want to get people like Kai involved, it's got to be something that makes sense for their audience.
I wasn't even on. I don't really care about like paying creators to watch it. I care about the timing of the event with Activision's full-blown marketing behind it to see where it goes. That's what I care about. That's what I think can truly grow it. And you know what? When you launch Black Ops 7, I want you to know there's a big tournament going on. Holy fucking shit. That also sends me sideways. How do you get on the game and there's a huge tournament going on and it doesn't tell you boldly, watch competitive COD for millions right here? That's also how you bring in a new base.
Because their game, because they don't have, so Riot is like a very flat structure where like those marketing teams, those like internal teams are all tied to like, you know, what they're doing on a competitive side. It just doesn't happen in Activision. And so like what you're trying to do here, listen, we all want an event in December. I agree. The CDL's got to figure out the budget end and they're going to run a major in December. Everybody agrees on that. That's really the trigger on that.
Bro, we used to have events in December, didn't we?
Yeah, but you know how that happened though. You know what?
Didn't we have Vegas in December?
Yeah, but do you know how Adam and them pulled that off? Like they had to plan that fucking 18 months in advance. They had to get the money.
Quieter? No, never mind. You're good. Go ahead.
The way that Adam and them did that, I've talked about this on stream with Adam, is that they would 18 months out get the budget approved to wrap it around to the next fiscal year because they couldn't trust that Activision wouldn't cut that budget midway through. They had to get that spend approved so far in advance. I think the problem with the CDL is like they just think in 12-month increments and even less. They're thinking in 7 or 8-month increments, and then they're not planning the wraparound tournament for the next year. Like that's got to be included with their budget spend on whatever they're planning they're getting approved by Activision, you know, by the executives are. So it's like, that's why we haven't had one. Although you and I both agree, like last year when there were rumors that we were going to have an event in Anaheim in December, like that shit should have happened. We mega dropped the ball last year. So why am I so fixated on Kai? Because I think spending money to pay Kai to watch is a useless amount of money.
Once. And then if it doesn't work, I'll shut my fucking fat mouth. It's not a problem. Until I see it happen, I can't help but think we're missing out on growing the game and potentially in a big way by implementing some things that I don't think would be too difficult.
I'll say this with creator. If you're talking about like just two things. Yes, we need a Q4 event. I would say the ROI though, if you're trying to do something with like big non-endemic creators, I don't think that event has to be in person though. I think you get the same return, the same audience growth if it's digital. Now, if you've got an insane, there is levels to it though. Like to your point, if there is a way to run $1 million creator tournament on LAN, that's an entirely different stratosphere though. Like if that's your blue sky pitch of like,
no, I don't want creators involved. I don't want to watch Kai versus Agent. I don't want to watch Tim versus Cloaksy. I want to watch Scrap versus Shotzi in the first 2 to 3 weeks of the game drop to properly display what our product is when our viewership is at its highest.
Well, that's why I mean, look, I think that may happen this year. One is I'm very curious if Kayson's going to run back his invitational again. If he's going to do it, he'll probably do it, I would think, in Dallas, right? Because like they have the HQ now. He did it in Halo in the same space. Like if he's going to do it, he'll probably do it. I know he wasn't a fan last year of like doing the launch thing because of like how it went down with the game issues, but like, you know what I'm saying? I could see him doing it. But like, what's your other pitch to add on top of that? Like, you want to you saying like Major 1 December with the bigger prize pool type shit?
I do not want a cake. Okay, let me make sure.
I'm just trying to firm up exactly what the pitch is. I'm all for
a case, Ben.
Yeah.
I want a Call of Duty Major.
Yeah.
In the first 2 to 3 weeks of game drop, with a big prize pool, with a full-fledged LAN event. I want a major. That's all I want. I don't want creator stuff. Okay. I don't want like Kason stuff.
You want what Halo did.
Every team. I want every single team in the same building for a weekend within 2 to 3 weeks of game drop with Activision's marketing dollars behind it. That's all I want.
So you want what Halo did when Infinite came out.
The main thing. The timing of it is the main thing.
You want what Halo did when Infinite came out, right? They dropped the game and there was only an event like a week later.
Yeah, I mean a week. I do think there's a lot to learn. I don't think it should be like the players.
You're saying like beginning of December. You're saying like beginning of December, basically, in November. Yeah, I mean that'd be perfect. It's been. We've had it before with Raleigh. We used to have it all the time in CWL.
No, and you know what? There should also be at COD Next. There should be a show match, a pro show match at COD Next. It should be OpTic versus FaZe, OpTic versus Thieves, show match, COD Next. Before the game even drops. I think that would be so elite.
I think that would be a great idea. I just don't think Activision marketing is going to do it because it benefits the CDL and not them. This is a political problem that I've talked about. Like, it's a good idea. I just don't think they're going to give CDL a free. what I'm saying? Like to do it. That's the political problem.